Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, folks. To join us, share the show. Let us let us know where you're following us from, please. Let's share the show, please. Let's share the show. Let's share the show, please. Good morning, good evening. Good evening. Let's share the show, please. Good morning, good morning.
Everything you think about, great people, yeah, the kind of songs played. Don't get it twisted at all. But what's going on? Oh, we are good people, folks. So already joined now by my team. Yeah. So, so I've been joined by my teammate, my colleague on the SKTV show this evening, Steve Bode. Better stay Mose. Yeah, my brother. What's up, my young man? How come your head just burning down like that? What are you reading? Are you reading some chat messages from your uncle?
But may I beg you, don't get started with me, I beg you.
Oh, yeah, man, my young man, you have serious issues. So I thought you were reading some chat messages from your uncle. Because mind you, their uncle sometimes too, they make them do it though, my brother. So, folks, yeah, please share the show. Those of you who just joining us, please share the show so that at least other people can also follow. Yes, yeah, please share the show. Yeah, so we want you to please help us share the show. Today is Friday. Wow, last Friday though, my brother. Last Friday in the month of Friday, December. Today the 27th of December, and I know you will say TGIF. Where are you? Yeah,
If you're not into all of your acronym, the TG, FTG, they did the one I'm part of it.
TGIF. Stigo. Don't mind Steve for people. Steve of social what? Miami. You know from the post your gist also, eh?
Or anything.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
and that's
you
it.
not big here. Eh. But still don't look like the other people who some
Yeah, and that's social anything.
you say what?
And that's social anything.
Oh, really? Steve saying he's not social man. Some of you just comment. What is true? Those of you who oh man, Steve, I don't even believe what he's saying. Steve is not true. Yeah, Steve's saying that in fact you're not social person.
My man, I'm not social person. Don't. I beg you, don't bring that noise behind.
But man, all of you from your uncle, all of you know you people like social things. Today that Friday, yeah, I know what you will do today. So just tell him, don't be afraid.
I ain't got nothing. What wrong with it? What wrong with you?
I saw you have an uncle with his, I don't know what kind of more slinkers is that. It's all the man with a sword.
Ooh,
Photo. Joe Bob.
now you bringing the man in oil.
No, actually, look, no, I just like that dress code. Let me be free. And
Right.
yeah.
I told you yesterday. I don't want to laugh because
Hey, man, that dress code. No, I
I
like
told you
it.
yesterday. I don't want to laugh because I got a lot going on.
Mm.
You know, I've had a lot going on for the past few days.
Hey, Sekou, Sekou, you know what I like about you. Sekou is now saying it's 200% that you are even more social than your uncle. So I see what look, Sekou, I'm not sensing how come the man uncle is not showing the popular to that the way by way of
my man, leave my papi. I beg you.
That's the issue when it's just that the way you were showing his swag, that's the only thing.
I already told you before the man go become president, we told you exactly what to expect. And that the man let chilling Benin. That the only thing I work with the man on. You're still not believing. You're seeing it now and you're one man knows. Oh, Totaya. You're leave my papi enjoying say. You know when you on departure, you can do all kind of things that you can enjoy yourself. The man is on departure. The man is enjoying all of his we call that in America bucket list. Bucket list means the thing what you want to accomplish before you leave this earth. So you're leading me. The man on departure, you're leading my papi. Anything you do that's not jealous of your own, you're just jealous.
This all that photo actually let me be friend Steve to admit.
But put Joe Bob picture. Joe Bob
Yeah,
people
I'm looking for someone. You please send it to us, man. Please, just send it quick. Maybe to Steve over here. I like that photo. Damn me, the job. No.
Are you giving us that Ben tell you say Joe Bob people? I heard it from you. I said the man Ben rolling. Let me tell you something. Joe Bob Ben. Can you imagine Joe Bob was fired by Bo? Why he was in England to recall him for criminal activities? Joe Bob people. So the two way you talking.
You forget what I want to come.
I just giving you code. Can you imagine 1985? That time, man, you know that you were in Dapa or what? Joe Bob was rolling. That today's organ may not be a Joe Bob. You get what to do. You give me a say that time. Joe Bob been in the game for what, bro? Forget that story. The better people. What are you talking? They better look at Nyan say Joe Bob giving or teaching or cash. That small thing you see there, the men who are taking loan, the men giving money now. You know,
no, let me tell you. No, Steve, and I believe this war that they won't buy that war because the point you don't have they kind of singing or they kind of songs I think so we can stay or maybe remember. One of the musicians they wanna make a poor man be rich. I can remember that one, but they want I think election now because
and I agree with men. I don't into no funny song. The song that support I support anything the president chooses to do in our country. I'm on the side of the president. In fact, I
the president's side again today.
But I support the statement the president made the other day that the men should steal. The only thing they should be corrupt. The only thing I support that statement 100%. All that thing they want passing around Kula Fofana and they all funny people they want. They want to change the wording. Kula Fofana can speak English more than Joseph Boakai. You really see what kind of disrespect is that? Jeremy Pierre can speak English more than Joseph Boakai. Let them go sit down. Those children don't know what they're doing. Those children don't know what they're doing. We're talking about an elderly state man with experience, almost 50 years in government, speaking English, speaking what he knows, and you want to argue it. Those children don't know what they're doing. Let them be wasting their time. I stand with the papi. I don't care what you say. I stand with Joseph Human Boakai Senior, the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency. I fully know where on the paper giving your direct call, you're there wasting your time making the and the man the thing when he tell he not meaning like that. I hear the who. I hear the who.
And then what you people interpreting the way they think, the way they want.
That one of your business. Nobody cares about you anyways. Nobody cares. We don't care. We do not care. But Melbourne, quickly before we go into the politics of the day or the conversation, there are a few things I want to bring to our minds here. As we approach next year, there are a couple of things that happened. You know, every calendar year got previous years that they were operating under. For example, the 2025 that we're about to get in, there are other years that use similar calendar. Let me give you a few examples, and maybe up to the recent time. Let me give you a few examples. The first time this calendar for 2025 was used, the first time in history that a calendar that will come in use in 2025, the first time it was used was in the 1800s. The second time it was used 1806, 1817, 1823, 1834, 1845, 1851, 1862, 1873, 1879, 1890, and then 1902, and you know, all the way through 1975. We're getting that small. Guess when the calendar was used to? 1986, 1997, 2003. The last time we used the calendar before 2025 was 2014. Melbourne, can you recall what happened in 2014? Is that
2014, right here in Liberia or around the world?
Around the world.
Well, so many things happen, but to include the other Ebola virus, I think that surfaced in Africa, coming from Angola, right? Is that Angola? Yep. Somewhere around. Then enter Liberia, enter Sierra Leone, and so forth. So, for me, I think so far, I think that's the only thing I can remember, because by then, internet was not really. Yes, indeed, the Ebola virus. So far, I think by then internet was not really open like the way things look there now. So far, that's the only thing I can really remember in the 20. Yeah, okay, Guinea, right? Yeah, Guinea. Yeah. So the Ebola.
So Melbourne, as we are looking at it, as we are looking at it more, I see you interacting with the audiences and they're talking. Folks, let's keep thinking about 2014, what happened now. Because nobody want to go back quickly to remind what happened in 2014.
Yes, actually you have to do, because in fact you are
Ebola, the Ebola crisis around the world, which affected Liberia.
Okay, Congo. Somebody say Congo. All right, good. So don't forget now, because of the too many things to talk about.
Yeah, let's think that, Melbourne. What else you think happened?
Well,
folks, this is a perfect opportunity for us to. Yes, Monk said the disappearance of the Malaysia airline in 2014.
Okay, good. That happened. Yes, Monk.
I think Monk. You send the stuff to Monk.
That one I'm checking. I'm checking to see.
But Melbourne, guess what happened in 2014 too? While you were checking to send the link to Monk, guess what happened? In 2014, apart from the disappearance of the Malaysia airline, the Ebola crisis, get what big that happened to? One of the biggest things that happened was the time the Ukraine war started.
Okay, all right.
The Crimea, they were fighting in Ukraine, 2014. Folks, we're going back into history because the first week of January will also try to predict some of the things that happened. Remember that will happen in the new year. What else? Yeah, Russia annexed Crimea. Monk, you got it correctly. Russia annexed Crimea. Okay, folks, let's keep. What else happened? In 2014, Barack Obama was also president in America. The Republican took over the House, the Senate. And you know who became the Senate pro tem at that time? They called him the majority leader, Mitch McConnell. You listen, oh. Somebody said they lost their mother in February. I'm very sorry for your loss. Our sympathy to you. We are very, very sorry. In the same token, we want to use this opportunity to extend our sympathy to Gwen. Gwen is one of our biggest supporters too. She lost her mother also. On behalf of SKTV, we want to say we are sorry for your loss. We stand with you in this time. Our prayers are with you, and so forth. But I put Monk on record. Monk, we're going down memory lane here to go to 2014 because 2025 calendar is the same as 2014. So, Monk, what? Welcome to the show. But what say you?
What up? What's up, guys? What's up to the listening audience? Another day to be SKTV.
Yeah, what say you?
Why, you talking about 2014?
No, I'm just saying, what say you?
You talking about the calendar or just, well, I mean, just for the day, like what's going on around the world?
Yeah, just what's going on generally with you, and how's the weather in Minnesota? What's up?
Man, I'm doing great. Today is Friday. I ain't got that much going on except for my regular guy who always giving me a headache, who's always back and forth downstairs, upstairs. And the weather here is a little bit mild. It's wet. It's not too cold. It's not too warm. I think we're in the mid to low 20s. If I'm not mistaken, we'll take that for this time of the year in Minnesota. But other than that, nothing much. The only thing that caught my attention from the news standpoint is South Korea. The drama that's in South Korea is very fascinating. I don't know if some of our listening audience they are paying attention because it got some correlation with what's happening in Liberia. When it comes to the Supreme Court, it comes to impeachment, it comes to politics. I always say politics. Politics is the root cause for everything, no matter how you put a twist on it. That's what happening in South Korea because South Korea have a system where they got a president and a prime minister. So when they impeach the president, they pull the prime minister who don't sue to take over. But now there were certain how they call it here, Supreme Court justices. They do have 9 on the bench in South Korea. And when the president declared martial law in South Korea, even though the martial law, he overturned the martial law, but people tried to take political advantage of it because he declared martial law in 6 hours. He called an end to the martial law. So the opposition Democratic Party say, you know what, we'll take advantage of this and try to milk it for an impeachment. Don't forget, since he became president less than 2 years, because the opposition controlled the majority in the parliament, they have brought more than 19 impeachment against him until one was able to succeed most recently. So the guy who took over now, the acting president that was former prime minister, the who done so, he was also impeached yesterday. And you know why he was impeached? If anyone can take a guess, you know why he was impeached, Mabel? Because he gave him the constitutional authority to appoint Supreme Court justices. And in order to remove the Supreme Court in South Korea have up to 6 months to remove the previous president. But there are only 6 on the bench. 3 came for retirement, and their seats are still vacant. Now, they understand that to remove a president, you need 6 of the 9 Supreme Court justices. And this court is divided both on conservative and liberal basis. Now, when you got 3 that is missing, it's almost impossible for all 6 of them to dissent or to come up with a final verdict on the impeachment of the president. So they are putting this guy under pressure to quickly nominate 3 other Supreme Court justices just to be able to guarantee the removal of the first president. That's why I tell you, don't be fooled. We were all trained to believe that the law is the law. When it comes to politics, politics will take over the law. I just want for people to remember that in South Korea have been one of the most stable democracy in the entire world. But see what is happening today. Politics is always the one that shifts the dynamic. And this guy, he's not even interested in bringing 3 more Supreme Court justices because he wants for a home board to stay in power. So guess what they did? The prime minister now, who is acting as president, he himself will also impeach, and the drama just keep continuing. But I will stop there for now. I just wanted to float that in because it's crazy. and it's mostly interesting too. I mean, like the whole world attention is looking up to. I mean, we are all looking up to South Korea because they are a major political and economic power. They carry a lot of weight. And when you talk about democracy, they are one of the most stable. So to see them delving into politics that will put the country on the brink is something that is really puzzling to the rest of the world. I just wanted to throw that in, guys.
Okay, well, that's very interesting. We're also following up with that. It seemed like in 2014, also a lot of things happened because pro-democratic protest was also held in Hong Kong for one of the very first time in 2014. That's very interesting. Pro-democratic protest. They wanted democracy in Hong Kong, in China, in 2014.
Yep.
They tried to push it, but I guess it got shut down.
And they walk up in Brazil too. There was a major global event, 2014. Don't forget.
Yes. Again, like we're saying, a lot of things. Could this be a repeat of things on Earth? During that time, in 2014, ISIS also declared, Islamic Caliphate during that time. So a lot of things happened from an international standpoint. The one that affected Africa the most or Liberia the most was the Ebola crisis. But we just wanted to say that to bring this to your attention as we await the new year to come. A lot of things will happen. And hey, we'll wait for the new year. Milburn, what say you about some of those events that happened back in the time?
Well, Steve, let me say thank you so much for also carrying our remembrance back. I think, like for the Ebola crisis, I think it was really, really dirty for us back home, especially in Liberia, where people lost their lives. A lot of people died, and even people had to go on strike. Where we also witnessed, I can still recall that you are saying, or in fact that you are asking, something happened in the West Point Inn, but then I think I don't know what the people were in. I think they were asked to stay home or not to get out of the entire end, and there were tension around West Point Inn 2014 during the Ebola, and I think there were soldiers that were sent there to have that situation under control, and I think unfortunately something happened. I think one of the officers shot one Sidiki. I think that name mistakes. I think either Sidiki or one name or child, a boy. I think between the ages of 15 to 16 was shot on his legs, and that sparked up mixed reactions. People were so frustrated with that, how it happened, what happened, and so forth. And and Madam Sedif, Madam, who was president, she also came out to condemn all of the happening and so forth. And later on, I think that situation was heavily under control by the security or the government. But my brother, the most frustrating thing was the Ebola, and it was really dirty. You imagine we were blind by them. No, by that time I was still here at Truth FM. So, but I think now my first year now. So, but nobody knows exactly what was happening. So people were like, journalists, reporters, camera people, everybody were like going to these places, sites to see what was going on. I knew when you go there, my brother, when you're not protected, in less than a month or something before you come to yourself, you finish. Someone will say you Ebola will now also be on you, unknown to yourself, and you begin to cough, begin to show the symptom, fever, and so forth. So people start to die, and before people get to understand about the prevention of Ebola and the care and so forth, it was late. There were a lot of lives that got lost. 2014, and it was really terrible for our country by them. So I think coming back to the Canada that you are saying, myself a bit confused when you're talking about the this calendar been around in the 18 coming in the 2000 and so forth. So I was like, I want to ask you sometimes how these things work.
Well, Milburn, the thing about it is for some of us who are even Christians, when you read your Bible, it says, there is nothing new under the sun. And history continues to repeat itself. At some point, both Ukraine or the Crimea, they were together. They divided. So some of these things have happened. These are historical facts, right? These are historical facts. Some of these things have happened, and maybe Monk can chime in on it. Some of these things have happened in history. We don't know about them. We knew about it in the 1800s, some of the things that happened or whatever now. And let us not be fooled or carried away by anything. Some of these things have happened, my friend. And so
not even some, a lot of things. a lot.
So it's more like the repeat of history that we are getting into, right? So as we look forward into 2025, we can also go back into history and find out some of these things that happen and some of the things that are predictably might happen. Like, for example, I was saying to you on the phone behind closed door before we welcome Sekou, I said, I am predicting that the Democrats will take over both houses in the midterm election, just as the Republican did. You see, in 2014, the Republican took over. And when the Republican took over, I remember one of the things that Monk said here, Mitch McConnell at the time put a stop. Barack Obama wanted to leave to nominate the current
Merrick Garland,
Justice Minister. The guy who is the current Justice Minister, they wanted to put him on the Supreme Court, Obama.
Supreme Court. Yep.
They said, no. Mitch McConnell soon they took over that one of the things they blocked. You see? So I'm just saying that history has the ability to come back, and we'll see a lot of things in 2025 that could be different, that could be new. Maybe something not necessarily we're not praying for an outbreak or any kind of bad thing, but maybe something dramatic will happen in Liberia that could change the history of Liberia too, because Ebola did change the history of Liberia. It did. It affected Liberians. Liberians died, but it also provided opportunity for the government to prove itself during that time. Kudos to the government at that time. And that's when also this the thing that Dr. Yan is leading right now, the Ministry of, I think, Public Health or some kind of organization, Public Health, the Ghana. I think that's where it was reinforced and established or whatever it is. Now they took it seriously.
Yes, indeed. Enfield.
So you see, but Mr. Kane, welcome to the show. How are you and what's going on?
I'm doing good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Monk. Thank you, Melbourne, and Steve as well. I think the 2025 thing you were talking about, we're already seeing the prelude that's never happened anywhere in the world. For a president to tell people to encourage you to steal, and be corrupt, just make sure you spend it on the people. That is something.
We call it the Magio doctrine. I'm not cutting you off. Go ahead.
Exactly. The Magio doctrine being somehow, endorsed by the president. But the Magio was not a president at the time, even though he was the de facto president. But this one is a real president who said the country push you steal. I encourage you to steal. I don't know how people put spin on it, but since yesterday I said, let people try to send me the original video if the other one what we saw. Listen, if the other one what we saw was somehow manipulated or data, but people have nothing else. So that video we'll take it at face value. We'll take it at face value, and so we believe it. It's unfortunate, but yeah. So that's something that never happened before. I think at least in my lifetime, I've not seen it. But to hear a president telling his people that I encourage you, those who are engaged in stealing and corruption, I encourage you, please, I beg you, just spend it on the people. Go steal. Stealing is okay. Is approved by the president. So that Joseph Boakai will win the president of the year because of that. Yeah, but we're here to have a very, interesting conversation. We have some information to share with our people down the line. Hopefully.
And I want to make an important announcement when you're done. Just quick before we start the show.
I'm done.
Okay, my announcement is very simple. Today is a very historic and iconic day. You know, this is the last Friday in the year, and traditionally we do our thing on Friday on SKTV. So to our supporters, our fans, and sympathizers on SKTV, while you are making your New York resolution, we want you to make that portion of our resolution too. That next year, because Mr. Cannon said he will be revamping the show, will be rebranding and adding other aspect of the programming and maybe the days of the week. So since today is the last Friday of the year, today is a competition day. We defy. I won't use the word defy. We will admonish our supporters so we can close that 30 for today because you won't get another Friday in 2024. And before we can come to the new year, I just want you guys to make this platform part of your resolution. You know, I tell people I prefer going back to old resolution that I broke rather than creating new resolution because the thing about resolution is not about how many sentences you can put on a paper. It's just about the discipline to follow up with your own commitment or something that you pledge to do. So if you are listening to SKTV today, before we get to the new year, please make it a part of your resolution. And today is the last Friday in the year, and SKTV will be challenging you that we can hit our target today rather than dragging it into Saturday and Sunday. So because there won't be another Friday until 2025. So that's it right there. Steve, you can take over from there. Stop there.
Yeah, Mr. Cannon, what say you in our contact before we go to Melbourne to quickly?
I agree with him 100%. And I'm hoping that we'll even pass the limit today because we did not receive our New Year. We did not receive, I mean, we did not receive our Christmas. So for Monk to, remind us about today being the last Friday of the month, not only of the month, of the year as well. So I think today Friday should be a good Friday, and our people should, show some level of appreciation to SKTV and to our people, our guys back home, the likes of Melbourne and others. So we will appreciate, the support, as Mom said, and hopefully moving forward, we will somehow revisit some of our stuff in the new year and see how much, how best we can improve it on a lot of different stuff. But yeah, I'm all in it.
Okay. Okay. Well, Melbourne, quickly, can you please update us on what's going on in the country?
So,
We'll
yes,
start
so
with-
again, so again, let me say thank to you, Steve, Seku, and other Monk, and to our supporters, our listeners. So, today is the 27th of December. And for a matter of fact, today is Friday, as usual. But the festive season, the Christmas ended on Wednesday. There's so many things happening back home, Steve, to be specific. Our people, they are resting their body, or should I say everybody on their normal vacations and with family members and so forth, and stay enjoying the season up to maybe January 2 or maybe the 3rd or January, maybe that's the time. There'll be a lot of things, but politics and other human stories. Today, the Liberian National Police, or the NNP, sends a man 38 years to court for multiple crimes. The Liberian National Police has investigated and charged defendant Bill Jara with the commission of the crimes, murder, aggravated assault, and crimes attempting to commit murder. And that happened for the death of Princess Zoo and the assault inflicted on Kumasa Jara on Saturday, the 21st of December in Pinsville. That happened on Saturday, the 21st of December, when Liberians wake up with that terrible news about a man believed to be in 38 murder, a lady by name Princess Zoo. That was a lot of reactions, especially sad reactions coming from Liberians. So he was arrested and turned over to the Liberian National Police, and now the Liberian National Police followed him to court on today at the Monrovia code or criminal code. So the court also sent him to the Monrovia Central Prison. That information that we got up latest one this evening, that he was sent to the court. The court send him to the Monrovia Central Prison. So, but Bill Jala will be spending his first night at the Monrovia Central Prison. So, and then news also, there are mixed reactions. Liberians are feeling so terrible about what happened, about this guy killing a beautiful and young lady in her phone and manner. So far, Steve, that's the only news back home, apart from the politics coming from our government and back to back, the president already in the nation capital, left from Lofa, is now back home or coming to his normal working era. So the president is in the nation capital. So far, so good. That's the only thing happening, my brother. Any other information we're going to forward to you, apart from the later video that I sent you about a taxi that were burning somewhere around in red light, where I think we saw a sewage truck using some of the fizzy water, to quench the fire. So far, so good. With all of the burning houses, burning places are burning, houses are burning back to back. And Liberians, they are confused because maybe it's people will say because of the dry season, we don't really know what's happening. But there are so many news about the fire incident a few times, about horses being seen or burning down to ashes and so forth. So far, so good, my brother. These are some of the happening here in Liberia.
Thank you so much, Melbourne, for the update. Folks, thank you for following us. Let's share the show. The only thing I wanted to say is, before Sekou come with the update that he has for SKTV, the only thing I want to say is our sympathy goes out to the family, especially for the girl or the lady that lost her life in a tragic event. I'm very cautious and very careful about the Liberian justice system and the law. I see many Liberians outraged, but there are a lot of questions that bogs mind here to me personally, such as, what happened to Jessica? That white guy had money. After he attempted to cut her throat, all of us saw it. After 2-3 days, Liberian will switch to a different thing. Trust me, they will soon switch to a different story from the guy on the story. And if people got money, they will free him from there. He will leave that jail. I am not impressed by our justice system. I don't have no expectations of them. Let me say again, I don't have no expectations of them until they can prove me wrong. They have proven over time that they are now up to upholding the rule of law. So I'm very careful and very, I don't know which word to use, but I don't want to gauge into this emotional thing that where people who are being held accountable are supposed to be held accountable for such things. Say, oh yeah, the justice will prevail and this man will go. Listen, these are all charade. We saw that guy in most recent time. We saw people brought in drugs in our country that are killing our children and affecting our people. The justice system let him go. The government let him go. So I am very skeptical of this guy that is quote unquote sentencing or whatever. My man, I don't believe in all of that. I don't believe in acting what they're doing in our country until they can prove me wrong when it comes to the issue of justice. When you get small money, they will let you go. They will find reason to let you go. They will, look, I mean, we're not seeing the thing too much. It's just unfortunate. It's just sad. Today, what that white man need in America now? They free him. Jessica is passing around with a scarf on her neck. She is. She's passing around. She's living without trauma for the rest of her life. So I'm not excited. I'm not going to get over the board with this thing. Justice will prevail. And I see everybody running around and latest update from the court. I could care less, me personally, because I don't believe our justice system has really come to help us when we really need them. We talk about the whole court cases too, where the majority and the minority black here. Guess what? Who should have cleared this thing out? The Supreme Court. They play games to the point where the place will burn down. Who should have settled this matter? The Supreme Court, up until today, they have not said anything about it. So for me, I don't know about other people, everyone has the right, but I'm very skeptical about our justice system. I don't put my hope and my trust in them because they've always seemed like they're on some kind of little game or they're playing some kind of little game. It's sad, it's frustrating, it's very unfortunate. Monk, I don't know what you got to say. I'm not impressed with our justice system. Me personally.
Well, I think you said it all. When I saw that photo this morning, earlier when I woke up from bed earlier this morning, it reminded me of so many things. I keep telling people when it comes to politics and when it comes to power and leverage, when they talk about law, when they talk about rules, it only applies to the little guy, not the people that control or wields power. I could give you a litany of names, dating back to Mariah Lucan, the lady that was into the human smuggling, that took people cheering from Liberia. She was scot-free. The three amazing boys, the auditors, how they call it guys, the Mervyn Ellis. You can go down the rabbit hole. Whoever faced the mysterious death of two of Liberia's more iconic presidents. They died in that country. And nobody could give account, no justice. We saw one with the former Supreme Court Justice, Gloria Scott. She was out in no time. Matter of fact, they're about to give her another lucrative job. I'm not saying she was the one, but we all know the intricacies of that particular story. Anyone with common sense can rationalize exactly what happened. So that's the country. That's why when it comes to investment opportunity, people don't even trust it because the very first thing you need is the rule of law. You got to respect your own law. You got to give people protection. And when you have people in higher places that can run circles around the very same law, then you can't imagine someone from the Supreme Court telling that we need our share of the budget. And you want me to believe in such a Supreme Court? Where in the world you have ever heard that? That while the executive and the legislative branch, they are tussling over the budget, they are telling you that we need our fair share because it seems like every time the budget comes around, it only goes to these two branches of government. So we are demanding our share. Now, if you have justices or the chief justice telling you that they want their fair share of the power, how can you expect such a group to dispense real justice in the country? It will never happen. That's wishful thinking. That's why whether the impasse happening with the lawmakers about who will become speaker, I could care less about that because I know the way how the game is played is nothing about law. It's about that greed. It's about power. It's about control. It's about leverage. That's the crux of the argument, and you won't get anything better from them. So it's not only about the death, but looking at that guy because he's a regular guy, he's a common guy. So in no time they were able to expedite the whole judicial process. Ain't no finding guilty. But the question is, how many people were they able to investigate in recent time to give the Liberian people real justice? We saw a drug smuggler that came in with more than $100 million worth of drugs. That is almost 20% of our entire national budget. They were escorted out of prison and they left that country scot-free. Even though you have an entire generation that is being jeopardized right now because of the drugs in them in the country. So my brother, you said it all. I don't think I need to say more any further than that. That's just the reality in Liberia. We gotta live with it.
And sadly, while we're talking about the justice issues in Liberia, the sitting president is receiving gifts from a junta, not only the junta government, but also a government that they accuse of our government sending prisoners to them or sending convicts to them without even following the rule of law. The police director goes overnight, picks people up from allegedly people up from the prison and turns them over to the junta. And you want to tell me, and after a few weeks, the president is bragging that the junta government gave him pickup, gave the government of Liberia pickup, and you want to tell me that I'm supposed to jump around and be excited? This young man that they put in prison today, I can guarantee you that if a parent or if a family member or he's able to raise up some money, he will walk scot-free in that country and nothing will happen. That's just the fact of the matter.
And Steve, the instance you just mentioned, concerning the junta and the government, right? The problem with that particular story is not only about breaking our own law, it's about violating international protocol when it comes to political prisoners and people who are seeking asylum. So can you imagine if this government is even brave enough to disrespect? I'm talking about this thing is not only with the Liberia, it's a global thing. So you are talking about being a signatory to international treaties and you are breaking international protocol. So it means the president and his government, they're not even respected of the law on a global scale when it comes to prisoner and whatsoever it is, or people seeking asylum. Yep.
Yeah, maybe
Go ahead, Mabel.
What's going on, Milborn?
Sorry. Yeah. So, Steve, you know, when you talk about the rule of law, the justice system, then that also brings me back to our internal affairs minister. You know, Steve, there are so many people here during the heat of the elections that say a lot of things that threaten life of people, and today we see these people are being awarded with lucrative job. You know, I think it's saddening for us as a country because to see the internal affairs minister, someone who was on camera talking, threatening people, how he will kill somebody, how he will do this. Today, he's the internal affairs minister. So if we have internal issues, who do we go to? So I think we just, yeah, well, I think the judicial system here, that job, like, we can always see it to be like that we manage it. I think that job continue to manage. The way it will go for each and every one of us, well, then we thank God for the day. But again, my brother, you people just saying the right thing, because to see these government officials who are the one threatening people, who bring up heinous crimes, and they won't see him today been giving job, and they won't see him today ruling people, and they won't see him today in fact in complete control of the authority. So what do we go from here?
Yeah, just before Sekou comes in, based on what you just said, just before Sekou comes in, even the current president during the election threatened to burn down the entire country if the election does not go his way. So, I mean, say what you want. I don't understand. The sitting president or candidate at the time for a major political party in the opposition, who was a serious contender in the election. After the first round, all evidences showed, whether we agree with the results or not, all evidences showed that he was running the second round, but he issued a threatening statement to the entire country. And today he's president. Not only that he's president, he awarded or rewarded a family member of his, which in itself is nepotism. The internal affairs minister, it is alleged that they are family members and they have connections from a family side. He awarded this man who is on camera saying that he's a rebel and he killed people during the war. That's how he defended his people, and he will go and kill someone. You, the same man. But I'm not only restricting it to the president. The legislature went and confirmed this man after the evidences were provided to them. And left for you, Mr. Cannon, what say you before we move on?
No, I think I have a lot to say, but I don't know whether maybe I'm going to go for the news bulletin. If that's going to happen, then I'm going to have to wait.
Yes, most definitely.
Because
so you can hold on.
You
can hold on.
my time.
Then after the news bulletin,
and Steve took all my time.
No, you are gone, man.
I leave my own to go. We'll come back from the news bulletin, then I will talk more about what I want to say. But Steve, you know, on a serious note, to your point, it is disheartening. It is disheartening if you actually look at Liberia's situation. You made mention of the president's threat. Mayborn made mention of Francis Numali's threat and his confession that he killed people. He said he's a rebel, and this is how he protected his people in his word. But something happened most recently, and people are not even paying attention to it. I never heard a lot of talk about it. Rewarding former Chief Justice Gloria Musu-Scott with a lucrative position in government. If Liberia was a serious country, this will have created a serious noise, could even bring down Joseph Boakar's government. Everybody talking about this guy being arrested, this guy being, perhaps he is not a Unity Party person. Perhaps he does not have money. But if he has money, or if they found out that he has connection with any Unity Party person, that guy will be let go free.
Yep.
And he might even get a position in government. Joseph Boakai continued to reward people for being killers. Joseph Boakai appointed this lady who was accused and convicted by the court of murder, assuming she was wrongfully judged. I'm saying assuming. You can pardon her, but you must you reward her with board chairperson of the oil company in the country?
Yeah, like nobody else there.
So when I come here and tell people that, oh, Joseph Boakai, like other presidents in Liberia, the president gets what the president wants, and the president can do anything. I mean, anything, and nothing will happen. Those are the reasons. This guy, he went and he appointed his nephew, who is a confessed criminal, a confessed killer, a confessed rebel, to be the internal affairs minister. Liberian people, the Senate justify confirming that person. Amen. Now, this guy was accused of another scandal by a woman that was swept on a carpet. Do you know how many people died from Joseph Boakai campaign? They were not investigated up to where we are. Do you know how many people died in Grand Cape Mon County under Joseph Boakai government? Probably to that investigation. Queen Johnson, she was on camera when they murdered that guy. She's now one of the faces of the government. I saw her the other day speaking on camera. Can you imagine? So you have a country led by someone who does not care about anything else, who does not care about the country. You know, when Joseph Boakai went to Sierra Leone the other time, when we complained about it, we said the man is here to go to, even his own country. And or go to other countries in the country to tell people thank you for the election. Joseph Boakai went to Lofa and wanted to tell the people that stealing is okay. Encourage you to steal. Encourage you to be corrupt, but don't just use the money outside. Use the money with your people. So our country, I'm afraid, Steve. On a serious note, I'm afraid, and the reason I'm afraid, politically, since we got to know Joseph Nima Boakai, everything Joseph Nima Boakai touches dies. I'm afraid we're going to have a country after Joseph Boakai presidency. This is just 1 year. This is just 1 year, Steve. Look at the guy who he appointed. The guy who was formed by the Supreme Court Ethics Committee for stealing from his client. He is now the minister of what was the labor? Well, minister or minister?
What his name?
Cra.
So Joseph Boakai got all the bad boys, killers, criminals in his government. So what's only happening, so much talk about justice system. Justice system is bad, but the country itself is not good. You do not expect much. So if Cooper Crow can be a minister, but then Ami Moda resign. If this guy, Double Jala, stay leading.
Oh, they just celebrating as one of the biggest, as one of the most effective person right now. They're celebrating.
And Abla Kamara stay serving. Even though the audit showed that he misused millions of dollars. The Minister of Public Works mismanaged 8 million. It was 22 million, but he said 8 million. No accountability. So it's just embarrassing to even think of this country. That our country is being controlled by a bunch of heartless, unpatriotic, corrupt-minded people. And the people, vast majority of the country, will sit by supinely and do nothing.
Yep.
I don't know where we are headed, but I'm afraid if we're going to have a country after Joseph Nima Boakai, on a serious note.
Well,
Steve.
I haven't heard back from Melbourne because I know you're supposed to give us an update since Melbourne left. I think they're still.
Melbourne will come on when it's 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think they're still on the break. But Mr. Kane,
on the news bulletin.
I think you couldn't have said it any better. Monk, I mean.
Let me kind of give us an update. Today is the last Friday. Don't forget now, even though we're consumed by
I'm not even sure.
Today is the last Friday of 2024, man. No more Friday.
Yeah.
2025. We got to double up. This is year number 2 in the new regime. We got a long way to go yet. We're not even halfway there yet.
Let me check on that real quick. What are you guys talking?
All right. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think Steve took a quick break. Yeah, folks, make SKTV a part of a resolution next year. We got a lot of things to do on this platform. A lot of initiatives coming for 2025. So for the listeners and sympathizers of SKTV, both local and international, you got to recommit to the cause. We can't give up. We can't throw in the towel. The politics will always be there, but there are other causes that SKTV we will be coming up with, partnering with other people as well. Some of the old folks here, some of the senior guys, they're always making calls behind the scene about some great ideas. So hopefully this year we'll not just be here talking about the politics. We're looking at the mechanics and how we can get people involved in the process, whether it's by education, whether it's by initiative, ballot initiative, petition will be rolling down the pipeline for 2025. So if you are already committed to the cause moving forward, then you have to keep the lights on at SKTV here. So don't forget, make us a part of your resolution at least every Friday or once in a month. Like for the number of people that will keep saying that come on SKTV just once in a month for an individual. I mean, you don't have to do it all the Friday because we got so many people that could make that target with relative ease. But once you can make that one-time commitment, like I will give 20, whether it's the second, the third, or the first Friday of the year, just one contribution could do it for the rest of the month for you on an individual basis. So that's it, Steve.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mo, thank you so much. I think Melbourne is back with us. Melbourne, you there?
Yep, we're back after the news bulletin, and I want to say many thanks to all of you for holding on. So we're back.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, I know Sekou will be back with update. Sekou will be back with update. But I mean, that's where we stand. That's where the country stands, folks. As you are following with us, this is exactly where the country stands. Like we always say, elections have consequences, but this is very, very interesting. And you know, I'm hearing them talking about reshuffling. There will be reshuffle. There will be reshuffle. Let me say this. The country, the president did not start on a good footing. There is not a good note. The president do not care. The level of, let me say this. That's not, this issue that one can always say, hope is not a strategy. This issue that, oh, we'll reshuffle and everything will be good or whatever it is. No, that's not true. That is not true. That is not true. And you brought Gafuan there. And Gafuan is lying openly and making joke out of himself and saying he's making joke out of Liberian people. And the man said they're paying people now so much that they're paying people now so much that I mean, my man, don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. No boy. Put a picture on let the bro see it. Say you want joke around. Put a picture up. Yeah. With someone in the country. Put that picture up. We suffer in Joseph Burger here. The negative picture said that Mayburger will put up said they just sum up everything in the thing of the message that's needed. Nothing else again. Nothing else is needed. That's it. I'm gonna make a picture of Biba.
you guys are bad. Hey, the good joke.
That's a good size. So,
Jobo eating a higher hassle with sneaker.
Let me tell you something. Let me say this. This might sound funny, but let me say a realistic thing. When you wear glasses as a human being and you stay ugly while you wear the glasses, that means you suffer from ugliness. See Jobo, what they make a glasses on the man still looking funny. You might know it's serious.
Oh man, Leah, oh man.
See that man. See that man. I beg you. People. See how the man.
Yeah. The
pictures just be volume that the whole country said. The whole country said, y'all better not. Y'all talk
out. Yeah, that'd be. My God.
The country said. The country said, oh, the country is very, very sad. I beg you.
So you know, so when I listen to the president video, then one of the latest song in Liberia that when you eat your show, allow me eat my show. I started thinking, I said, but what the president is trying to say? That when you eat a show, maybe the people do that you eat their show, or what you really trying to say? But again, that's it. That's the country that we live in, and we're going to go through this for another 6 years. They're going to be added to our ages or our age as a country and as a people.
Man, yeah, but can I say you have to update?
Yeah, no. So before I go there, but Monty, we should update on the support. One of the brothers who is also a stakeholder that's still been fighting to remove him from being a stakeholder. The man came and, regularized his starter. So he sent $100 because he's been a little bit behind. So that is not the like of ordinary Friday support, but he said he would take care of those things. So the man just did that, and then we got another $40. So we got $40 actually for now. That's 2 people. Mom. So we'll keep looking while we on the show. We'll keep checking, updating you. So on the side of politics, I know Melbourne can be ready, when we ready to give the update, because SKTV, everything we have said have come to pass 99.9% of the time. So the Supreme Court decision to ignore Fonatic Kofa is a decision from the president. We said here the last time that the Supreme Court was compromised. People say, oh no, the Supreme Court can't do more than what they just did. You just enabling the Supreme Court to be corrupt more. Because when the Supreme Court failed on their duty to adjudicate on matters that were very, very serious, that had the propensity to destroy the fabrics of our governing system, you see the Supreme Court did the right thing by not being emphatic, by not being straightforward, by not being truthful to the Liberian people. Now the Supreme Court, to tell you now that we were right, that the whole political issue, the Supreme Court was compromised, the Supreme Court is yet to respond to Fonatic Kofa after when he was removed. The Supreme Court might not even say anything. But it is confirmed that yes, indeed, they received money. Huge money. Secondly, the information we wanted to share with you is the fighting within the government at the executive mansion. We shared this before, but it was also confirmed today that the fight for the Minister of State Presidential Affairs position it has gone to another level. The last time we told you here, some people life were threatened, and now it's getting to a level where this government could be crippled by the infighting from the executive mansion. Because what's going on right now is getting beyond the executive mansion. Many of the people in the government believe that Joseph Nima Boakai will not earn his term. I'm not saying he's going to die. Before you can run away, you can say Joe Boakai will die before his term. No, I didn't say that. Somebody will say somebody may not earn his term, he may leave, he may resign. It could also be the other way because he is of the age, he's sick, we know that. even though some of you stay in denial that he's not sick, we know he's sick. And we know very well that he's not in the best healthier condition as it is right now. So Jeremiah Kun is somehow consolidating leverage and power as to what will happen when Joseph Numa Boakai is no longer in the picture. And almost 75% of the people in the government, in the executive, have agreed that Jeremiah Kun is literally the leader of the party. Jeremiah Kun has no more loyalty to any other political party like the MDR. Jeremiah Kun is with the Unity Party. He's the leader of the Unity Party. He is expected to be the president when and if Joseph Numa Boakai is no longer in the picture. So Jeremiah Kun wants to be the person to have a say as to who to become the next Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. The last time when they were in Ghana, we reported here, people had, you were like, when they were in Ghana, some people wanted Kofi Wu to be the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. But Joseph Boakai himself wanted Sylvester Grisby. That's how Kofi Wu went to the National Security Advisor. So now, there are a few names. Somebody in the Senate, I may not call the name, that wants to be the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. That is very close to the Vice President. So the fight is real. They want to get rid of Mama Kability too. And also, I don't know whether I should say that one, but let me leave that part. Because that one has to do with national security. They're going to get rid of certain people when it comes to the security. Whether it's the EPS, whether it's Liberian National Police, whether it's the NSA, whether it's the Ministry of Defense, there will be some serious problem. So somebody even threatened that this could be the beginning of the end of the Unity Party government. I'm not the one saying it, so don't take my word for it. Somebody threatened that this could be the beginning of the end. So let's see how it will play out. We were told the first or second week in January, as we roll politically. I'm not talking about they're going to be beheading people, because sometimes when you say something to a lot of people, they have comprehension problem. So heads will roll. We were told first or second week in January. So we thought to share some of this information with you so that you will not be surprised. For my own fear, I will say this again. Are we going to have a country after Joseph Boakai's presidency? I hope we do.
So quickly, Mr. Connor, before we get to Monk and Milpon, maybe to react before we get to the line, let me ask you this quick question. 1 year after the presidency of Jose Yuman Boakai, 1 year after literally demonstrating incompetence, ineptitude, criminality, corruption, blatant disrespect of the rule of law, consistently under the leadership of Jose Yuman Boakai, are we discussing post-Jose Yuman Boakai's leadership while he's still president of the Republic of Liberia?
Yeah. So this is the reason why I'm afraid. I've never seen this in my lifetime. That, you know, do you know even the removal of, don't be asking me some tough question before I can say something that I'm not supposed to say. Even the removal of Konati Kofa, it's not that Joseph Boakai orchestrated, started it, but Joseph Boakai approved it as part of the effort by the current Vice President Jeremiah Kong to consolidate power in finance. And Yomli has similar threat. And Yomli continue with her ambition for presidency. She might be removed as well. But I think from what I know, based on the information we have, I think she has somehow scaled down her ambition for the presidency. And I'm told, I would say this, but I will not say more, that she's even auditioning for the vice presidential slot.
Let me ask you this direct question, and we'll definitely go to Mark and Melbourne after. Let me ask you this direct question, Mr. Kane. Is that why Jeremiah Kong and the quote-unquote new leadership after Jose Yuman Boakai openly increased the budget of Jeremiah Kong as sitting vice president? Why Jose Yuman Boakai is still the sitting president and still alive, living, breathing, and walking around? His budget is more than the president's budget. Is that the signal they are sending to the world and the Liberian people?
Let me tell you this. We told you they have agreed. More than 75% of the executive membership of the Unity Party have agreed that Jeremiah Kong is the de facto leader of their party. That they also agree that Joseph Yuman Boakai may not go for 6 years. So they know that they all want to be on the right side of Jeremiah Kong. Even to remove Fanatic Kofa, I'm telling you, Jeremiah Kong is the one that is doing it. And people who are talking about potential Jeremiah Kong and Tifa, no, you are missing it. That's not what it is. Let me give you a clearer picture so if you can think you will know. If it's going to be a resignation or Joseph Boakai's health conditions deteriorate, Jeremiah Kong will appoint somebody from Lofa County. Top on that list is Kafua or Thomas Fala to be vice president. If Joseph Boakai resigns or the health condition deteriorates. But if Joseph Boakai continues to serve as president till 2029, it's going to be Jeremiah Kong, president for the Unity Party, sir. Prince Moi, vice president. And Tifa will be getting ready to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives. I'm giving you a clear picture based on credible information from within. Because they felt that anyway, let me stop here for today because you know what, Steve? Don't be asking too much question. Yeah, before we talk plenty thing here.
Okay. All right. I'll put myself together and I get involved with that. But anyway, Mark, any question, any concern, any remark before we head on to the lines here really quick to Melbourne?
Well, I don't think I have anything extra to say because I think Mr. Connor covered all the bases, and that's just why it is. The cartel will do everything to keep the system going that way. They will do anything and everything to stay in power. You know, I think you started the whole conversation on the issue of reshuffle. When you're a leader, one thing that separates leaders from followers, a leader have a clear vision, and you must be able to communicate that vision with people who you believe will help you in achieving that vision. It's not about reshuffling. Reshuffling does not do anything. It does not change the dynamics. When you have a clear vision and you bring people on board, when you yourself know where you are going, it's easy for people to follow you. So you could keep doing reshuffle from now to the end of ages. You won't get the result you want because even the man who's supposed to have the vision doesn't have one. Look, Joseph, I could live with the idea that Georgia was operating like Joseph Boaga because I could make the excuse and say, you know what, I will give Georgia the benefit of the doubt that he never been in politics or he never controlled any public office at a higher level.
Right.
But for a man that been in politics for almost 4 decades to not even have a clear picture as to what he's trying to achieve. I mean, Steve, when Boaga took over, how many times we talk about the president should just focus on few things? Yeah, to set the agenda, to give the average Liberian a clue as to where he want to take this country, just to give you a sense of responsibility that you know what, we got an adult that is calling the shot. So no
Yes.
matter what, at the end of the day, he will get it right. And up to now, the same thing. You think a reshuffle is going to change that? If you are my boss, Steve, and you cannot tell me where we are going, what to do, why make it now when you change me, the next guy will be able to do what I wasn't able to do? That's how the whole reshuffle is just a shenanigans. It's a distraction. It's not going to change the outcome. And like I said, even if you remove Joseph Boaga out of the picture, the option that I dare say they are not still better for Liberia. And that's my fear that we could potentially end up getting on the wrong track again 6 years from now. That's where the problem is, and that's where the challenge is. From my own understanding, that's where I believe it is. Because I'm looking past Joseph Boaga at the stage. Joseph Boaga, I mean, nobody praying for Joseph Boaga there, but we all human beings will know we come and go. We are here for a limited time. Joseph Boaga is at the how they call it, at the twilight of his life. So when I'm talking about the future of Liberia, I'm not going to include him. I know he's a Liberian, I respect him as my president, but the reality is we all grow up, we get old, and we die. We move on. That's it. It's appointed to men that we are one day going to die. We don't know when, but we are all going to die. So it's nothing to be afraid of. But the question is, look at the options. In the same cartel player, they are always giving priority. They are always at the top of the list until our people can do something different to break that particular stronghold, my brother. 6 years from now, again, we'll be on SKTV again talking about the next 6 years. But let you hear from our people. I will stop there for now. I think you guys cover all the bases. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Melbourne, quickly, in 1 minute, your reaction, and let's go to the line so that we can have enough people. Maybe some people got some questions or some concern from Mr. Kane or SKTV at large, so we can engage with the Liberian people. Let's have ample time for them. Yeah, let's the Liberian people when you open the line first, who can think about international, please.
All right, good. So to just conclude with Sekou information about being reshared for people, maybe people will be taking from the various position. I think one of their senior coach, Amar Kone, said that in fact the team scored 0. So I think if they're changing players, they better think good and know which one of the players to bring on the field. Because if their coach can say that they scored 0 or for the first 1 year they played nothing, then I hope and pray that the new players they will bring on board, those players should be well talented, should be well skillful, they should be able to score goals for the Liberian people. Thank you. So let's move to the line and interact with our people. 0777 285 961. That's the number to call. Again, 0777 285 961. Let me get on the line and pick this first caller. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Mason, and good evening to my wife, man, to Mom, and Steve, and people. This is Mom Joe, the teacher in Woman.
Thank you for joining us, man, Joe. Long time.
Long time you spoke to me. I was the last person I called. I think the last night. for season. I call until my call did not go through the round no answer. I said, well, thank you. I've been sick. I tried my best. More, I want to tell you thank you ever so much because when we listen to SKTV, the two things you were not on, we said that some of us were frustrated. When we listen to the radio, we feel satisfied, especially my mom speak, it enter in you with you. So I want to tell you guys thank you ever so much.
All right.
If we get this, it will go full.
All right, thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening. Hello, go ahead. Your name and from where you joining us? Pascal, you are live. Go ahead.
Thank you. And let me say, kudos to Steve. So, Steve, I did check for just formalities. You know, sometimes I hear people reach out to, but the thing is, people should be playing some position based on the understanding.
Well, we're not getting you. I don't know where you live or where.
Yeah.
The voice is distorted.
I'm saying, I call from Jacobstown District 2.
Go ahead, my dear.
I listen to the different analysis. But let me say this, you know, Liberia is on the path of developing. And this is why the president is committed to ensure that the livelihood of the ordinary Liberian can be changed or transformed into a better one. It only beats my imagination that those brothers are not in Liberia to see the practical steps the government is taking. Take, for example, at the Ministry of Agriculture, of recent, we saw the government donating tractors to local farmers in the different countries. We saw government securing some funds, a grant, for local farmers to empower them. Though that is not a progress. NTA were broken down over the last 6 years. When this government took over, now you can see NTA buses all in the street in the Liwa country. That is not a progress because it's not yet. But if you are here, go to the Ministry of Links, Mines and Energy. Women pay have carried on total reef from that place was damaged completely. When you go there today, it represents a ministry. That is not a progress. I understand that when you now on the ground, some of those things are not reality. But I can say to you for a fact, President Baga is committed to changing and transforming this country, and this is why he has said to the people, it's not about next election. You can criticize him, you can beat on him. He's not thinking about the next election.
All right, thank you so much. I think we are giving you roughly about 1 minute plus. Today's caller, good evening. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Mark. I call you from Simple Bridge.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, you know, people are planning on talking. You know, the government they have just successfully to do everything to destroy the country. They have brought the justice system. They have crippled the justice system. And even the legislature. In fact, I think the last regime, Manasarian and Joya regime, I did they were declared. But they want to go so the success where they now bring the legislature to them, where they can control them, no? Because the beginning of the government, you saw that the legislature were very active. They were calling ministers, then coming, beginning putting them to check. Because they saw that they wanted to do corruption. Sorry, yeah.
All right, thank you. Let me go to Mawarete. Mawarete, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, therefore. Good afternoon to Mark, Steve, and Connie. I want to say thank you to everyone on the show. My children, they wouldn't say I would say opportunity to be educated. So all we all. Now, they other men are getting left now. We should carry the for the people of Joseph Parker. Because small things for eat. The things are happening in the country here. You know what Joseph Parker do? Why Joseph Parker has done? They go for the break for what are you doing here? See how that brother in the country. They do about God, they want. What if on the country, step process? What if person like Joseph Parker bring the person that work money? No control the educator, the power said, don't ask yes, they will. Don't control to tell us, we want to know the truth. We'll listen to you.
Thank you so much for calling in. To this caller, good evening. Hello, my dear. Go ahead. Good evening. Your name and from where you join us?
this is Pascal. I'm not.
Hello, hello. We're not getting you. So even sometimes when you're on the phone, you're talking, you have to listen. We're not getting you, and your line will battle off.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. Sorry, I mean I was somewhere tight. So thank you. Again, let me say thanks to more. Look, I don't know what or more. I guess they're aware somebody is making mockery of themselves, and they think they're doing that to Liberian people. What kind of government you have in budget hearing, and people are making on radios and other platforms that they are not going and they did not go for budget hearing? I mean, maybe what kind of country is it? All of them are listening to the EPA director. Who admitted on the show that I did not go, if you did not go for budget hearing, I mean, then what kind of budget is allotted to you? Why do you intend to do with money that's going to be allotted for that institution? Is this the government that our business brother and after will say are coming to the show to defend? Is this the kind of country that we all want to see? I mean, where are we? Where are young people reduce themselves to taking half bag of red and $5 car to come and market the Hillary? Is this the kind of country where people are supposed to go for budget hearing and all of the talking about in less than a day and budget passed and people come to say we didn't go for budget hearing? How are you going to work if you didn't go before the legislature to go for budget hearing? And I hear my young brother who just want to be new on the show. I mean, it's sad.
All right. All right. Thank you.
It's a shame and it's man. The old man is very useless, man.
Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is General G from Rotterdam, Senghor FE. For me, I will turn on the justice system in our country presently. If Liberia go back to civil crisis, the whole thing will go on the Supreme Court. Because what they are doing is not justice. They speak of a bill of information. It is now almost 1 month. They cannot put an issue on the floor to discuss it, to tell what really the Supreme Court said in the interpretation. So if anything happens, this country go back to war. The people at the Supreme, the fight justice, they will be held responsible.
All right.
Syria, we are getting fed up of their behavior. They were free glorious guy who was sent there, who killed or who needs. They now giving 5 jobs. They did not have any here or selling our country. They want us to go back to where we came from 1990. And we are prepared to go back there.
No, we can't go back to that. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
And let me say good evening to Excellency President Wakai. Merry Christmas to Steve and Mom. Let me appreciate them for that perspective, even though we all have different sides. I mean, they feel that the government is not performing. I always say in our meeting, Joseph Bola as president, the least he should not even make to attempt to have mind for anybody who want to criticize the government. Everybody should have a space in the democracy. But if you listen to some brothers in Liberia who say we are calling for, beg or rice, we beg dollar rice, it's frustrating. We come to ask that you are giving papers to do national response and defending at the end. Few hundred people sat down and sold our pick in our own interest. Here we are, as somebody can I do that in government. Nobody know me. I don't care. I support my government because I expect Joe Biden to do well and Joe Biden will do well. Don't feel and think that Joe Biden will not succeed, you will succeed.
So,
all we can speak to you guys, you guys will hire us pay when you kind of criticism. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samuel. And that's the kind of beauty of democracy that's been around for a very long time. Hello? Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Amai Manaki.
Go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, to get on what people were saying, I personally know a senator who won't be the minister of state is primary.
So then how are you going to do it? Are you going to resign or what?
Our home country is second round balance specifically fight. Where I live in my home country. The remote king on West Liberia. He was questioned he started to deny it. And then the second round election was ongoing. So we from outside, the Conkies, everybody know the ambition of our office is too high.
All right. Thank you. Anyway, for somebody to go the permanent maybe job and go for a appointed job, well, that's the country we live in. Hello to let's call. Good evening. Sorry though, the phone is very freezing. Let me see who keep a calls coming. I don't know what Steve, any of you want to take calls from that end, because I think I keep receiving calls from the US and
For me, I can't. I'm not situated to take calls. For me, I don't know about Steven situated, but I can.
Yeah, Steve, you're muted. Check. Steve, you are muted. Steve, you are muted.
I said for me, I can take calls.
Okay, good. But then just pin the number quickly. Yes, so that at least people can call you, because we have about 15 more minutes to go. Then maybe we can take a few calls for that end.
Yeah, but take more calls from my brother. Let's see, let's take a few more calls and we'll open it up internationally.
Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. Go ahead, my dear.
Yes. Let me thank you, the panelists, for always providing sensitive information to the Liberian people. Like I said the other time, I look at your platform, for my opinion, as the best platform, because I love to see platform balance.
Thank you.
Yeah, not left for it to be one side. The analysis of more, the analysis of bureau and also your analysis, see everybody, you are very objective. So we just urge you, we beg you should continue to be objective. You should not man color them. Oh, you're looking at man of people. We love Liberia. We want for people to stand up for Liberia. And you people, you are really, really standing up for Liberia. You should not be deceived or be intimidated by color attacking people, because now the people, they don't feel sorry for themselves. They see you speaking on behalf of them. Instead of them embracing you, they will be calling to attack you. Thank you very much. You should not feel discouraged.
Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you so much for your appreciation always. And they are really, even in the midst of 5,000 people, if even 1 or 2 people will come out and say thank you for the hard work, we appreciate that, because we speak Liberia. We're not here to come talk for any individual that some of you will do. Let's call up quickly on the other line. Good evening.
Thank you, Mabel. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Evening, rather.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for the show, and there's a voice of Prince Scholarship. So I would have loved to play a listening role, but I'm constrained to call. Mabel, I told someone a few days ago that if I'm being asked the reason for which I voted for this government during the run-up, if my expectation has been met, I will tell people no, but I still have explicit confidence in the government that the government will deliver. But then, Mabel, I'm a brother today that have that energy that's speaking, criticizing Joseph Boakai regime. Where were their consciences yesterday? If you look at someone like that defending, the same way he had defend and respond and attack yesterday. When people talk, he talked about counter-protest. Imagine someone talking to the main president, we have been a violent dictator. It was you guys. Then someone try to defend your son, then you coming up to come start criticizing them. Speak to the issue. Forget about our people. You talk car. Can you imagine new protocol was given to us to defend and respond thing. If there were people that can manage things, they sort of put on grudge they have when they be making money. But when they saw it, we got to report it for them. So you want to tell me today?
So you want to do the same thing?
No.
That's the point now.
When you get to know Article 1 exists yesterday, when somebody was using Article 1, all powers is hearing the people, and you were talking about counter-protest. So I condemn anybody that will come and counter-protest their friend and something. The same way the man talking his own, turn your own. When you got your own, you regain your consciousness. So don't critique anybody. If I don't castigate anybody for defending their regime.
All right.
That is for in support of Joseph Boakai defense force, because he said, is that proceeding rightly? I have exclusive confidence in. But the name of some of our men that want to attack the police today, they were there singing praises to president. We have for 6 consecutive years. Where were their consciences? Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much, my dear brother.
I know we are out of time, but that video is 30 seconds or 1 minute. I sent you a video with the to tell you how much the country is very, very good. Everything is going well.
Yeah, myself, I sent you that video.
Hot fire, and they are using poo-poo water. Can you please play that video quickly? The country is going very well. Everything is fine.
Yeah. So someone was asking me, actually, Steve, we take calls if possible from that end, but if not, then well, I'm not seeing the WhatsApp calls. I've been seeing most of the calls, but we decided to take more calls about. Let me see quickly. Let me send the video quickly to.
The country is doing very, very well. Very well, as a matter of fact.
There are so many fire news the few days. I don't know what gonna be this.
No, everything is going very well in the country, Melbourne, and I don't need you or anybody to lecture us about what's going on. So please play our video.
Yeah. The car catch a fire, no water around, so they had to use the waste. They had to use the people truck. So that's so people they wasting the car so much people. You see how far it is?
What?
Wow.
What am I hearing?
Can you imagine using feces? Yeah. What?
Mom, you will not criticize this government. We are succeeding people. And that your hate message I want that.
This is sad.
What will I do?
So sad.
The country is moving very well. Very, very well. The president is looking high money. Very good. Very good. The money we are working.
Are you okay? Now your mama you go now.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
No, but if the mail begging will replay that because the country is in the right direction.
And the guy who using the bucket said, brave, that boy got mad to be grabbing feces with your hand like that, man, to put up a fire. Hey.
Bro, your business.
Every time we're making history. I think today when I saw this video, I was like, wow, another history though.
Melbourne, you were taught tired, no evidence. You and Monk are your business. We don't care about your propaganda. Melbourne, play it one more time.
What's going to happen next? So what's going to happen next?
Melbourne.
Maybe after, yeah.
Please play the video one more time.
Yeah.
Play the video one more time.
The guy just got in a little.
Play the video one more time. What it concern me? Me, a reporter, I have to report. You bring good news, I report it. You bring bad news, I report it. As we speak, the country is in the right direction. The president is doing very well, and we are moving forward. Chairman, hang on 1 second. We'll pull you on. Let me play our video first. Our video.
Yeah. The car catch a fire, no water around, so they had to use the waste. They had to use the people truck. So that's so people they wasting the car so much people. You see how far it is? Wow. It's so sad. It's so poor down there. This is happening right in real life.
Wow. Oh my God.
Who cares about it? Oh yeah, man. We're moving government forward, and that's fine. We're moving the government forward. The things that we are going to do, we're doing. The thing the country don't do, we're doing. That's the country. Country is in the right direction. Melbourne, thank you. Melbourne, thank you. Well, I hope Mo Ali can be calling on the very show and talking Tabata. I hope you ain't water and so be, man.
Hey, no one can really help me now.
Mama, I got one of the chairman. Let chairman speak. I beg you. Chairman, before you, please. Chairman, please join us.
Yeah, you know what that frog reminds me of? Patrick Lumumba said once before he died that only in Africa that the people that have vision will never be allowed to serve, but the people without vision will be allowed to serve. And the sad thing is when the people are given a chance to make a choice, they will always take visionless people. Oh man, you inherited a problem. You got $800 million budget. You mean to tell me
the fire truck that cost $50,000, you couldn't buy one or two for every district in Monrovia? You will tell me you will give lawmakers extra money to pass a budget that is their responsibility. And the money they got, they were not there for more than 2 weeks. And you want the country to just change mysteriously. But when the people are given a chance, now they're saying George Weah versus Omen Boakai. George Weah has become the hero. Well, when George Weah was there believing, he still didn't have no trucks. Okay. Maybe a lot of them have data now. Steve will be announcing about a month from now a dynamics that will change our politics. And we'll be using SKTV to announce that dynamics. How can we build institutions that will outlast the individual? There are 46 political parties in Liberia. Where is Mandela Cooper's party? It's gone. Where is Ms. Beslow's party? It's gone. Because the party only served the interest of their candidate. We thought about forming an organization that would serve the interest of the people. So I just want to say, oh man, that's strange.
Thank you, Chairman.
It is not strange. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Well, Monk, we got a few more minutes. I think 3 more minutes on it. We'll hear from me. Then I will close up.
Oh, God. Well, that's it for the day, Thank you for that video. It tells me a lot. It tells you about the challenges in this country. It tells you about the mindset. And it's just like a heavy load that we are carrying. I don't know how we are going to do this thing. But people will keep trying. We will keep trying. Like Kevin just said, there will be a lot of stuff rolling down the pipeline. We cannot change Liberia on a dime. We know that we can just make 1 or 2 moves that could little bit help the country, but not on a massive scale, on a nationwide scale. Because growing up, the teachers on the call the greater good and the common good. That video, it just reminded me of the issue of the greater good and the common good. If you are using feces and now you're going to contaminate the entire area just to put a car off, but it's not only about that. It's all about logistics and about things and the kind of investment and down payment that the government should be making in improving the lives of people. But it tells you, Steve, in the country, and that's the center of the country, that's in Monserrado County, Monrovia of all places, it will get a mentality that we can use poo truck to put a car off from burning. Why do you think a kid in the interior we're going to think? That's why sometimes when these people call and some of them make any kind of a statement and you look at even a bigger picture, you'd be like, you know what? Somebody saying so-called people that are supposed to be the one to make better decisions. When you see some of them making some decisions, you will be puzzled. So how can I blame people that have not been exposed to anything? They don't have access to any, or like I say, whether it's resources or any amenities that is available in the country or in the state or in the society. How can we make better decisions? And that would be the biggest challenge facing Liberia since its inception, to change the dynamics, to bring about better leadership, someone with a vision, someone to move the country forward, even if it won't be over the course of a single presidency. But how do we get on the right trajectory to change the narrative about Liberia? It remains to be the challenge. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it just tells you that the task ahead is changing. I don't know which adjective to use to describe it. It's very humongous. I would say that for now. That's my parting comment.
No, but what you said about your parting comment quickly before we leave the radio. No, but let's go to you. Seku will come in and then I'll just close it up for the day. Maybe I'm talking different things. Mr. Canada can do. Maybe man, you're not ready yet.
Oh, sorry, I'm meeting. Let's go. I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
we can go. No time.
So to be honest, while we guys were talking, I was checking the contribution. So I don't know. I'm a little bit shocked that today is the last Friday of the year of the month. But only one person sent $40 beside the guy who sent the $100 for his support to SKTV as a stakeholder. So we're gonna get $40. Two people that would have to come for 2. Probably we will continue tomorrow.
Tomorrow and Sunday, yep.
And Sunday, see what happens. Yeah, but I'm shocked. And I'm in disbelief. I'm flabbergasted to have seen people using poo-poo to qualify. That's the highest level of dirtiness I've ever seen in my life. And the people that are going to smell, people could be contaminated. But this is not funny.
Yep.
So I would like to hear from the Unity Party people on the particular subject. At least for once, let them have the nerve, the audacity to say some good things. To say, you know what, this is bad. This is not good for our country. But again, I don't expect much about our government. Let's say again, it will keep getting worse, Steve, until we can no longer handle it.
Okay. Milborn.
Wow.
Milborn, do you have anything to say before we leave? Because I know we about to be off.
Well, my brother, all I can say is thanks to all of us. Thanks to everyone for the hard work. Let me say it again. Thanks to you, Steve. Thanks to Monk. Thanks to Sekou, and that's the country. We don't have to give up. Like Monk and myself, that we sometimes we can be seeing. Steve will go to places and we see the life of our people, and it's glaring. I thank God that we have technology, and the technology is going to be exposing these politicians, because little thing that they're supposed to be doing for the people, they will downplay it, take the money, steal from the people, and go elsewhere, go out of the country and enjoy their lives. At the end of the day, the people suffer. But again, thank God you've seen it. So I get from lecture today, you will not fear you be thinking about it. I see how our people are suffering. I really now understand how these things work, what make our people to be suffering to this extent, because the leaders, they don't care, my brother. Painesville or Red Light that is so populated, no fire truck. What do you expect? Nothing. Horses burning. There are a lot of horses that burn down. The few days, maybe tomorrow we're going to be chipping on that tomorrow. So thank you so much, and good night to all of our followers, our viewers. Thanks to all of you for your support. Thanks to you all for everything that you continue to do for the SKTV family. Thank you so much, my brother, and good night. And my sister said, in fact, she afraid to even come back, because how would she even come back home when they kind of more things that you're watching? She's right. Every time we go on the internet, you see sort of bad news. Nothing good about us. It's just so bad for us as a country.
So quickly, let me make my own statement quickly, just 1 minute.
Yeah.
I agree with you and the rest of the team members. No good news. The other day when we saw the Capitol building burn down, fire trucking with water. So that is to tell you that they only care about themselves. The common people, you don't matter. You don't matter. You vote them in, you stay in line to vote for them. They come, make themselves rich, put all the money in the pocket, and they leave you standing as beggars or whatever it is. But it's up to you, the common people, what you want to do, what you choose to do. By the end of the day, our responsibility is to bring it to you for you to see what's happening. So again, it's up to you. Decide what you want to do. It was good being here, folks. Thank you so much, as always. But at the end of the day, this particular news today again is embarrassing. There's no way you can cover this other one up. It's embarrassing. That's my first time since I've been on Earth. That's my first time seeing this kind of embarrassing news. I don't even know what to say. I won't
even use that word, Steve. It's worse than embarrassing. You can get embarrassed for so many different things. This is human degradation, because feces is the end product of human being. That's the waste. So it's not only embarrassing, it's beyond embarrassment. This is human degradation. It's psychological. It's a mental thing that we just witnessed.
How many hours now we haven't yet any news from even Enfield to say no? I think we got to go there. No medical team, nobody cares, nobody going to go there to even see how best that maybe that they can barricade that place for some time and put some of the medical things in place so that our people now be another place for some time, they will not be affected. But nobody cares. It's not going to be that. It's not going to work that. But good night. Again, that's the country.
Well, like you said, Melbourne, right? 100%. That's the country, folks. Have a good night. We'll leave it at this. Very embarrassing.
We don't have time, but I just want to say the last word, Steve. You know the funny part of that video? If you never had a fire truck to show and you brought a poo truck, the question is who's going to clean the poo that been spilled on that major street? Because thousands of people will be plowing that particular street. That poo will stay there for weeks until it evaporate by itself. But man, I see you, man. It's so embarrassing. It's more than embarrassing. I can't use the word embarrassing, man. See you guys. Thanks for the show.
There are things we can do. We bring good news and we give it to you. We touch it for 40. There are things we can do.